Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. SF1 Rogues back in the comms booth here to bring you preseason action with SF1 with the Tier 1 gentlemen this evening. A couple reserves filling in. Glad to be back here. First stream for the league on F1 2021. So hopefully I do you guys proud. If you guys hear, my daughter is definitely in the house and she'll be running around, I'm sure. And she's a lot louder than she used to be last season. So if you hear her, make sure you give her a nice high five and say, "What is going on?" Let's take a look at the tires. So we're going to go with a short qualifying session into a 50% race. If I do pop off at any time, I do apologize. It is only preseason, but she might need looking after because she is absolutely crazy. Let's take a look. Mostly everything is the same from what I remember last season, but let's jump on board with some of the guys heading out. Eke finishing position 2 last season in what we used to call GP1. It is now Tier 1. Take a look behind. See if the camera angles are any better this season as well. Okay, leading the charge right now on this preseason outlap for short qualifying here at the Spanish Grand Prix. I absolutely cannot stand this Grand Prix, but hey, that's what it is. Let me know if you guys are watching if the levels are alright as well. Take a look through. Okay, puts that. Actually, somebody else is ahead. I have the mini-map kind of blocked by the computer right now, so I'm gonna have to. I had to like make a barrier between the computer and my daughter. I think Chrissy is not the first guy out. Oh, is he? Yes, he is. No, it looks like Jamie is the first guy on the lap. So we're gonna follow with the AlphaTauri driver this evening. Also, kind of following an IGP race as well, so it's almost over. It's about 8 laps left in a tight battle with somebody. So in a moment, we'll give you guys a bird's eye view of a outlap. We'll give it to. I think I'm gonna go with NXR Josh once he goes for an outlap or a hot lap. Maybe his next, because he is going to be the man that's going to take over the Alfa Romeo team. I myself have stepped down from the role of team managers, so I can kind of focus more on the background work with SF1 as this league has grown tremendously over the last season. Alright, so a couple laps left to go on this virtual race on my phone. While I'm following along, looks like Cressy's going to set the fastest lap on a medium compound this evening. So let's jump with, got a lisp is on an outlap right now. Is anybody else on an outlap? Allow Your Face, who is in reserve. IRL Nats is going to be his first preseason race this evening, sitting in with that AlphaTauri team. Now, none of these teams are actually pointed with the driver right now. They're not actually in a team, so everything is up for grabs as the managers, I believe, are going to start signing this coming week, if not this week, late next weekend. NXR Josh goes quickest on the board with a soft compound. Harrison is on a flyer. We have got a list. Bill is on an outlap. We'll actually give a nice run with Bill once he gets around. And that McLaren taking over the McLaren team this season. I have watermelon all over me for my daughter. How are you guys this evening? Hopefully you guys are enjoying the game. It is quite a bit of bugs here and there. I'm actually going to drop the game level just a bit. I think it's pretty loud. I'm going to go to about there. Jump on board with Bill as he's going to set his lap here in short qualifying with that McLaren. Let's jump on board with the driver himself. You can hear that DRS slap open. Into turn 1, followed by turn 2. Whoa, Bill loses it. One of the biggest things about this game, the uncertainty of the curbs. You gotta stay off those curbs. You see the McLaren driver spin out just a bit. Only had a bit of time with some of these races. K16 K Rise pulling into the pits. Josh pits Harrison, both teammates last season in GP1. Now Josh taking over the Alfa Romeo team, so that's not going to be possible for those two to be teammates. Let's take a look at some of the other guys. That guy's pulled into the pits. So is K16. Allow Your Face is going for it. IRL Nats on board with that AlphaTauri team. Maybe we'll give him a rundown. Lord Dumbledore, Hubdy, who was in that AlphaTauri team, or not AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo team last season. He's going to take over the Red Bull team this season. Jump on board with IRL Matt, see how he does. So I'm trying to follow along this IGP race. Some of the car noises in this game too are a lot better. You get the whine of the turbo. I'm gonna keep an eye on some of these guys a little bit. Oh man, the little girl has returned. See what IRL Mats can do. It's coming around in third sector right now. Coming into the terrible, terrible chicane that everybody wants to remove. They do have an outer loop, but with the wall being right there, it's a little hard. Coming around the final right-hand corner now. DRC is going to slap open. What is he going to do? It's going to be a 1:15.7. Actually, and missing something for qualifying. No, it's not that. It's the telemetry. I think he was run out of fuel. Let's take a look at some of the other guys. Stig with a 1:16.5. Did he do that on his best tire? That's a slap. Best tire. He's done it on a medium compound. So let's take a look back. Take a look at the tires themselves. First time I'm really spectating as well in this game. So right now, NXR Josh holds the top divisional time in qualifying with a 1:15.485. His old teammate from last season, Harrison, sitting at 1:15.6, so about 2/10 off. Keep an eye on the rest of the field. Devla has retired, the GP2 champion from last season. All right. And I think he's crashed. You'll hear my daughter there in the corner. I might have to pop. Looks like Bill has had some kind of misfortune again. I think he spun out on the same corner as he did last time. Daughter is chilling, watching the game. You can see my name popping in the corner. I'm actually going to do something real quick, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to put myself in the party so you guys don't see that popping up quite a bit. All right. All right, the race is over. Now I can fully focus on what's going on here. So, Sector 2, 3 yellow. Looks like that's Sector 3 yellow. So 7 minutes and 50 seconds remain for this race. Make sure everything's working quite nicely. It looks like that's going to be the case. The guys that did follow going through, thank you so much. I want to make sure that this is actually tagged as F1 2021. It is. Okay, that's great. Close that. Getting all my ducks in a basket right now as we have an Aston Martin crash out. I think that was Croce. Don't know what happened there. Croce just hit the outside curb and it took him right to the inside. K-Ran 16 has retired from the session. My daughter's crying for some reason. Now she's smiling. She's playing hard to get here. Sector 2, 3 yellow. Let's see if Bill can actually connect a lap this evening. He does. He gets himself to the P8, the 116.2. Said that Spain is one of his strongest tracks, so we'll see if that helps him in the race this evening. Race will be your standard 50% with a formation lap. Jamie sitting in the pits, Phil's there. So Eke goes the quickest with that Ferrari. I missed that at some point with a 15.3. Harrison does best Josh. No, it's funny. Harrison Josh. NXR Josh by just 2/100 or about just about 3/100ths of a second. Let's see if he's on an outlap. Oh, and he's crashed out as well. The amount of crashing that's going to happen in this season is going to be intense. Josh getting that Alfa Romeo turned around. Probably going to pull into the pits as he has no front wing left. Tags the outside wall just a bit. Look down through the rest of the field. What has happened there? There's an AlphaTauri that's crashed as well. I think this season is going to be the season of crashes. Lots of crashes are going to be happening. Lots of crashes indeed. So the only one driver right now on it. Oh, this car is still sitting there. And unfortunately, Alaïface had to go past it, but the tires are still sitting there as well. Alaïface is on a hot lap. Let's see how well he's going to get that Haas, which is very, very Russian looking. But that is controversial, and that's been looked at, apparently. We're going to take a look at Alaïface, see if he can improve on his 117 flat. Oh, he's going to pull into the pits. And that puts everybody into the pits with a 4 minutes to go. A couple guys are setting out on the track, though. Looks like it's going to be a Ferrari, and it's going to be NXR Josh, and RX, my apologies. I have to get used to some of these names. There's Eke right there. I'll praise Eke. He said he wasn't going to be able to make this race, yet he's here, and he's the quickest right now on the track. Josh in third right now. See if Eke can improve on his 15.3. Harrison's going to wait in the pits just a little bit longer. And RX Josh, let's see if he can improve on his time. Coming up to the end of Sector 2 right now. Those tires are still there. I wonder if they're still there for the driver's point of view. I can't tell. But we're going to ride with this man. I have to give him some credit because he has taken over the Alfa Romeo team for the next season, so I'm wishing him the best of luck. Nothing against any of the other team managers, but this man is going to be the man I'm going to be watching for. No pressure, Josh. Let's jump on board with that lovely Alfa Romeo. Starting his flying lap now. Can he improve on his time? We have a couple cars coming out of the pits. They're going to have to keep over. Where is that car going to go? Bill's going to stop on the track. Perfect from Bill. Josh up in Sector 1, climbing the hill quite nicely. Goes in the inside, coming up to the famous Lewis Hamilton, Nico Rosberg crash. Very easy place to lock up the car here. Wow, he's taking that corner quite nicely. Easily to ride the curbs on that. That curb is pretty flat. Don't touch the curbs here on the inside. He does. He's got to get on the lay off the throttle. He touches that inside curb. The tires are still there on track, so that's interesting. I believe that's Eke ahead. Eke's going to have to be a little careful here. He does pull out of the way. Amazing stuff from Eke. So yeah, this is only preseason race 2. We have another one next week, and then the drivers will have a weekend off as everybody they add sort the tables, the drivers where they belong. But NXR Josh is gonna come across the line. DRS is open, and he's gonna improve to a 51.1, best time of the session so far. Keep an eye on some of the other guys. Final laps are starting to come up. Guys have a minute and 28 seconds remaining. I don't like how that Sector 1, Sector 2 yellow indication blocks the time in qualifying. As a spectator, that's kind of annoying to say at least, but hey, it's what it is. Let's see if Eke can try to best Josh's time here at the top of the board. He is on a flyer, but I don't think he's backed off. He's invalidated. Let's see if Josh can do it. The other Josh Harrison, SF1 Harrison, champion for the last 2 seasons in our GP1, but now redubbed to Tier 1. Can he carry on enough speed to get that top position against his old teammate? You see, there is a McLaren just completely demolished there in that corner, and that was Bilge's. I wonder if that's going to be any indication of how this race is going to be run. Here comes Josh. Title defending going into this season. A little bit of pressure behind him. See if he can carry the momentum in the final corner. Josh has retired. Here comes Harrison. Cannot do it. He was down on his time, but wasn't good enough. So that's going to be Harrison. Is he going to give it one more go? See what his sector time is coming up to the end of Sector 1. No, he's backed out, so that's going to be it for this qualifying session. Can IRL Mats have something to know? He's done as well. Stig is pushing. Let's see what the Red Bull driver can do this evening. Matches that car pretty nicely. I have to say, I did a season with Red Bull and a league, and Stig has lost it. Stig has lost it. Oh, there's a car coming. Almost collected him. I think it was an Alpine. And Stig runs it in the wall. I'm just going to sit here for mean characters. Stig lost it on the final corner. IRL Mats looks like he's going to pull in the pits. Is Bumbledore going for it? Looks like he is going to try to improve on his time of a 116.3 coming up to the line. Aerial camera, you know I love that. Goes P5. That's going to raise some eyebrows coming towards the season beginning. The GP3 champion from last season puts in a good enough time to get top 5. A couple guys have crashed out though, so which is very interesting. A couple guys have retired and from the pits. That is all right at this point. Is there a car going? No, it's a car going to pull in. But yeah, as a spectator, I am actually looking forward to the uncertainty that this game brings on, especially for these races. I think it's going to be a quite an interesting one. Quite an interesting one indeed. So these guys typically have a 5-minute break during qualifying to the race so they can stand up, stretch, get a drink of water, whatever they need to do. You guys can see NRX Josh grabs the pole position for this Spanish Grand Prix preseason. Harrison follows suit right next to him in P2. Last season that would be a full Mercedes lockout, but it's going to be a little different this season. Eke finishes third. Stig fourth. Lord Bumbledore is fifth. IRL Matt's first preseason race this evening in sixth. We have Chrissy in seventh. Got a lisp eighth. Bill's ninth. Jamie is 10th. Phil 11th. Hubdy 12th. Allow Your Face is 13th. And Croce is 14th. So I'm going to pop it on to an intermission screen while these guys wait. They do have a 5-minute break, which lets them stretch, as I was mentioning before. But until then, I'm going to actually do the same. I'm going to get up and stretch a little bit because commentating by yourself can be pretty interesting. As we load up and wait for these guys, usually this is where I send the updates on the tables. But since there are no tables yet, this is preseason, we will wait on that. So I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I retract that. Somebody pressed ready up. I wonder who it was. So they're going to set off on their formation lap. It's probably not going to let any of these guys select their race strategy whatsoever. So we're going to take a look at the tires that everybody's going to go out on. A lot of mediums there you see from P11 down to P16. Devlard, GP2, now Tier 2 champion from last season. Looks like everybody has pretty much set off from the grid, so they are all here. That is good to see. So let's see if NXR Josh can hold on to that pole position, convert it into a win this evening. Yay, Stig running. You guys give it. So they're actually calling for a two-stop. I wonder if tire dig is that much of an issue. I haven't really raced the 50% yet here at Spain on 2021. Last game, you could stretch a medium compound and go to a hard and make it a one-stop. Or even a soft if you're diligent on them and put it on a hard compound and take it to a one-stop race. I don't know why they call for a two-stop, but that's interesting. I know this game is riddled with bugs just like the last game, so hopefully the bugs aren't too apparent. I haven't seen too many people have problems with connection so far this evening. That is a good thing to start out with. Yeah, kicking off for the second race of preseason, NRX Josh is going to start this grid underneath the 5 red lights. SS1 Roads is going to bring you all of the track action as much as I can. I'm a little rusty. Haven't streamed a couple of weeks. I've been busy. Been a family man first, games second. That's how we live with SF1. We're not the biggest, but we don't want to be the biggest. We want to be the best at what we do. We want to make sure everybody has a great place to race. Make it fun and competitive for everybody on the grid. As we have Devlin rounding the field now, coming up to his grid spot. And then we're going to wait for those 5 red lights. This classic 5 red lights, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like we're ready. Let's get all this stuff off the screen. Wait for those 5 red lights to go at the Spanish Grand Prix. Second race in preseason is underway. Looks like Josh got a little bit of a bad start. It looks like his old teammate Harrison's going to have side-by-side coming into turn 1. Who's going to take the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix after turn 1? Side-by-side. Looks like Harrison pushes just a bit. Whoa! Rejoins safely, though, from NRX Josh. Couple guys. Looks like it's going to get a bit punchy in the background. Let's dive back on board here. Whoa, Eke slides that Ferrari ahead of Josh. Let's jump on board with Stig and see what he's seeing. And these opening laps here. This open lap. See behind him, you can see the cars. Josh got a really good start. Harrison, that is. Looks like NRX Josh loses out just a bit. He's fallen to third. Stig trying to press himself. Oh, we have a retirement. Is that going to be a safety car? Let's jump on track. I don't see. Yeah, we're going to have a virtual safety car, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to bring that Delta right back up on screen for you. Not even one lap into this race, we already have one retirement. Unfortunately, Jamie is going to be that person, that driver this evening. As somebody has gone to the pits, I think. I think it's, yeah, NRX Josh has gone into the pits. Let's see what for. Wonder if he's going to pop the mediums on. Is he getting a front wing out of it? No, no front wing, so he's just going to put the mediums on. TR Sensation, what is going on in the chat saying, of course it's Jamie. So NRX Josh is leaving the pits now on those medium compounds. He kind of got a free pit stop out of it. His virtual still flying here on track. And now the Delta is going all sorts of haywire like the last game did. That's great, but we know Harrison is leading this race with Eke just behind. That's going to put Stig back up to third. They have Chrissy just behind. Got Elizabeth in fifth. Lord Bumbledore in that Williams is in sixth. Back to, oh, he almost lost control of the car. Held onto it nicely, though. So the tale of two fates is really quite a pleasure to see. Harrison leading this Grand Prix. Title winner from last season with his rival coming late into the season, challenging him for that title in the end of the season, right down to the last race in Abu Dhabi. It was Bahrain. Was Eke, and Eke following that Mercedes. Could we see something similar this season? Only time will tell. DRS is now enabled for these drivers. You'll see that nice back flap open, giving roughly 10 to, I think, 15 miles per hour more in the car ahead. See if these guys can hold on. IRL Nat sets the fastest lap, even though that was the first lap of the race underneath the virtual safety car. My daughter's behind me, giving me what's for. You hear her talking, I see her. Let's keep an eye on some of the Delta. We have Bill chasing down K16. I have to keep an eye. It says Eke is 118 off of Josh, which we know that's not really true. He's probably at best about 6/10 off of him. He does have DRS. This could get a bit spicy. He's not going to be close enough for a move just yet, but he is going to pull closer with the DRS assistance. Can he have a move here in a matter of time? That sector is just terrible. We have a problem with Cressy. Cressy's lost control of his Williams. Easy on the rejoins. SF1 Harrison. How far is Eke back now? He does have DRS. Will he be close enough? He looks like he's a little too far away. Typically in Spain, you want to be about 5/10 behind the car ahead to have any look at maybe a possible move into turn one. We have a yellow sector. Not sure who that was for. Gotta keep an eye on the rest of these guys to give them a little screen time. Bumbledore doing one heck of a job this evening in a T1 race where he's a T3 champion last season. Got a lot of pace in the second part of the season. Just pretty much ran away with it. He is looking like he's struggling a little bit with that Williams though this evening. I'm not sure if it's from the dirty air from K16 ahead. Got a Lisp holding on quite nicely in P4. Stig holding on to P3. I remember the messages coming through at the beginning of the season too of how much these guys absolutely hated this game and the handling model. I kind of like it. I'm a lot slower now, but I kind of like it. It's unpredictable. Yellow Sector 3, is that the Alfa Romeo? Josh, is he struggling? Doesn't look to be the case. He still has his entire front wing on. Biggest thing though in this game. We have damage now on the side pods as well as what has got the list. It's been overtaken by K16. I missed that. I'm fortunate. Dumbledore looking at. Let's jump on board with the Williams driver, because I always thought some of the camera angles at Spain Grand Prix were terrible on this game. Odds 2 to 1 K16 to pin it when it gets near podium. Yeah, that'd be my luck too. Dumbledore is having one heck of a race so far. Let's see if he's gonna get closer. Throwing that Williams into the right. DRS is now his. Nautilus is getting closer to K16 as well. That Alpine wine. Oh, Mats is retired. Where is that happening at? Let's jump on board. Oh, Bill's past him. Where's he at? He's right. Oh, he's clipped the. I know exactly what has happened. So Matt's now out of this race as well. We're going to be under a full safety car. So one VSC, one safety car so far this evening. Harrison's going to come in and put a new set of medium compounds. As you see Cressy get a drive-through for speeding under the safety car. Eke looks like he's done the same. Is anybody going to be brave and try to put a hard compound on and take those a lot deeper and then for a soft run at the end? Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Everybody's gone to a medium compound. In my luck so far. Finished on the track and the podium both races with a penalty. Safety car ruins it both times. Nightmare for a safety car this game. Yeah, I've heard. Safety car is absolute stonker. So the safety car now leads this field at lap 6 out of 33. IRL Matt's unfortunate this evening to crash out. First preseason race. Let's see if he can possibly jump into the next preseason race. See, now the real pressure is on Sensation. K16 now leads this race. Yes, Phil doing an astronomical job. Phil was part of my GP3 Alfa Romeo team last season. Had one heck of a season. Him and his teammate, unfortunately, his teammate opted not to race this season. Hopefully one day he'll be back. We'll see. You hear the rattle of the cars. It's kind of interesting. There's a lot more sound effects to this game that I do like. So Cressy still with that 5 second for speeding under the pit. Wonder if it's a drive-through. Let's take a look. Do you have penalties? Yeah, yes, a drive-through this evening. Let's look at stops. So you have a lot of the guys that are running up top 10 have made a stop. NRX Josh has made 2 stops so far. Position change. K16 is up 14 positions so far. We have Phil up 9, we have Hubdy up 9, we have Devla up 12 positions. I know Devla has had a little bit of a struggle so far early on in this game, but I know him, he'll find his feet relatively quickly. He's up 12 positions, Allow Face is up 8. We have Kurochi up 7 positions. Take it back to... Oh, there's an absolute pit stop going on here at the back of the thing. Dumbledore gets a 5 second for a collision. That was interesting to see. I believe that Josh got one as well. I wonder who made that happen. Not quite sure. That was interesting. I hope K16 doesn't get a nosebleed up there. So Kurochi kind of slots himself in between Eke and Harrison. Safety car is in this lap, so we're going to be back to green flag conditions here in just a couple corners. Abdi warming those tires, Devla warming those tires. I might jump on board with Devla for the restart of this race. We'll see. I wonder when K16 is going to unleash the horsepower and set off. He's going to go really wide there. He's really trying to warm those medium compounds. Humpty's getting really close to the Alpine of Phil. Take a look here. Jump on board. When is K16 going to go? He is gone now. Phil is gone with him. What a jump from both of those two. They've already put 1.1 on Hubdy. Phil is really closing in the gap between K16. This could be a good battle between the two. So K16 holds onto the lead after the restart of this race. Phil's right there behind him with that Alpine. Hubdy, let's take a look now. Eke makes a move past Croce. Stig right there on Croce. This could be a duel. Look, take a look back. Got a list just behind that of Red Bull. Oh, Stig gonna go for a look on the inside of Croce coming into this corner. Croce's gonna go wide. They almost touch. Stig's gonna get the run. Oh, got a list. Almost hit the back of that Aston Martin. But Stig gets himself up to P8 after this restart. Eke is the man ahead in that Ferrari. Harrison trying to chase down Face just ahead. Devla and Hubdy are pretty close on track as well. McLaren versus Red Bull. Let's take a look at Eke. Can he pounce on Harrison, who is stuck behind that ass right now? A lovely aerial camera. Oh, this is going to be a four-way battle with Devla. Let's take a look behind. Is anybody going to go for a move? Face has that speed coming into turn one. Oh, this is going to be a collision. Oh, Face has come off on the worst of that one. Sector 1 yellow. He did go for it, but unfortunately it didn't work out for that Hash. A little too aggressive into that turn one. So take a bit of a breather now. Devla has two very, very fast competitors right behind him. But I know Devla, he can hold his own. We'll see what these two title rivals have. Oh, jeez. Jump on board with that guy coming up here. Devla trying to make that McLaren as wide as he can coming up into Sector 3. The way Ekes is gearing that car, I know he runs on a pad. The man has ultimate control over that car. Stig's not too far behind now either. He's right on the gearbox of that Ferrari. I believe DRS should be back. Yeah, it's going to be back. So these guys won't have it down the straightaway, but they will have it on the back stretch. Is Harrison going to go for it on Devla? Devla, Harrison. Harrison pulls back on front. Hubdy gets himself a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Eke running with Stig just behind him. Losing a little bit of ground now to Harrison just ahead. We have a Face that gets past NRX shots. NRX is going to send it. Oh, that was a bit punchy. I think he's getting tired of being held up, so he's going to take that position by no harm, though, so no damage either to each car. That was that was a bit of a punchy move. He's gone to a soft compound as well. Take a look. So Hubdy's sitting on a 3-second time penalty. I think NRX has more than that for that pit stop underneath the safety car. I'm not sure what that was about. Keep an eye on Bumbledore, possible dark horse, fresh mediums of this pace. Maybe stretch them to gain a good few positions. I'm watching him. He's on P14 right now. He's 15 seconds behind. Harrison makes it past Hubdy going into turn one. Eke does make it past Devla. Stig now on the charge for that McLaren ahead. This man, Phil and Bumbledore, both T3 drivers last season, in a T1 race this evening as a reserve, having quite an interesting turn of events and a head turner. Alright, jumping back in. Harrison now tracking down Phil. See if he can get a run. Looks like Phil has gotten a worse exit out of that final corner. Here comes Harrison on. DRS is his. There goes that Mercedes ahead. Where's Hubdy now? Hubdy's a little bit further down the road. He's going to get overtaken by Eke. Eke's still chasing down Harrison ahead. Just don't count this man out. If he's got the pace, he's going to make Harrison work for it. He did last season. Hubdy, Devla, Stig now right behind Devla. This game visually looks a little bit better too from last season, except for some of the bugs are still here. Oh, Devla goes a bit deep into that corner. It's gonna give Stig a run through DRS. You see that back flap open. Oh, that's a terrible camera angle. Devla has as well. Stig gonna try to go for it. No, he's gonna wait just behind. So we have allow your face to get a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. You gotta look. I'm looking through some of these. We have Bill now working on the back of Kurochi. Keep an eye. Stig still chasing. Gets a good run out of that final corner. The chicane in the sector 3 at the end is terrible. I gotta look at this quick. Is Harrison gonna go for a move on K16 side by side in turn 1? Ooh, that's a bit of a squeeze, but no harm, no foul. They both make it through. K16 now running. Goes really deep. Don't get on that apron. It is kind of slippery. Cressy gets himself a 3-second time penalty. The guys watching this, I do appreciate it. I wasn't sure if I was going to make this stream happen or not, but it looks like it's going to be the case. So, 20 laps left in the Spanish Grand Prix. We have 2 DNFs so far. Oh, Cressy's lost, or K16 spun out. Careful on the rejoin, careful on the rejoin. He's going to put it into the kitty litter. Harrison is retired from the race. What has happened to Harrison? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The uncertainty was what I was talking about. There is that destroyed Mercedes. That's going to put Eke up to P1 with Phil and back to P2. Roche gets himself a 5-second for ignoring yellow flags. Interesting. Wonder what that is about. We're back under a full safety car for our second safety car this evening. At this point, I have a feeling a lot of guys are going to die for the medium, or not the medium, the hard compound, and take them to the end if we don't have another incident. Stay on board with Phil in the Alpine, see what he does. No, he's going to go back to another medium compound. Eke's gone for the hard. That is a decision I would have made. He's going to be the first out, so he's going to collect the safety car. A couple guys have gone for a soft compound. Josh has gone for a soft. Now he's put on the mediums. Okay, Stig has gone for the hard compound. That rear view mirror that the car used to be in Stig for 3 seasons now, you're right behind him. So jump back with Eke. Has he collected the safety car? Yes, he has. Look at that. 2 red cars leading the race. One a Mercedes, one a Ferrari. Interesting how the Mercedes this season, the safety car, is red. I want to ask you guys a question for the guys that are viewing. Have you seen the green Aston Martin safety car in this game? Is it even here? I haven't seen it. I've only seen the Mercedes. So interesting turn of events so far this evening. One of the guys I never thought I would ever see crash out of a Grand Prix. Unfortunately for SF1 Harrison, he is bended at the top where the DRS in the back stretch, which put us under another safety car situation. Eke now leading the race with those brand new hards on. Devil is sitting P4, could be a dark horse as well as Stig and Croce have gone for the same strategy as our leader. See how the rest of these guys carry on the race. I wonder if some of the other guys have gone for a medium. I wonder if they're going to finish out the race on a soft compound. Looks like just waiting on Cressy to pick up the back end of this pack. Should be able to do so momentarily. I don't know if he'll collect them this lap or not. It gives me a little bit of time to collect my breath and my voice too. I believe that Cressy should be able to catch up to these guys. He has just about half a lap to do so. Both Alpines sitting in the back. Cressy could be. Allow Your Face has gotten a 5-second for a severe collision with Croce under safety car issues. It's just one thing I wish you guys would kind of figure out a little bit. How to drive under safety car conditions. I know you have to warm your tires. Just give yourself a little bit of space in between. And if you notice a guy that's being a little rapid around, take a different line than him. Go on the inside. But safety car is back in on this this lap, so we're gonna go back to green flag conditions in just a moment's time. Check out Phil and Hubdy on those medium compounds. Going to be a little bit faster than Eke on the hard compounds. Those hard compounds are going to take a little bit more of a couple laps to get warmed up to their optimal tire. When is Eke going to send it? He's gone now. Has Phil gone? Yes, he has. Hubdy is gone. Devla has got his 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings and has fallen down the order. Oh, he's lost his entire front wing as well, so unfortunate for the McLaren driver this evening. Somebody else is pulling into the pits. Allow Your Face is pulling in as well. As he had something happen. Yeah, he has damage to his front wing as well. So Eke leading this race. Phil getting closer and closer, though, with his medium compounds. Temperature will go right up to the optimal way quicker on those sets than Eke's. Phil's right on that gearbox of the Ferrari as well. Gotta lisp on a soft compound, though. He's going to be massively quicker than the 3 cars ahead of him. Just listening to the car noises. What has happened to K16? He has had a spin again. It looks like Easy does it on the rejoin. Don't put it in the kitty litter. So Eke now leading the charge of this race. Tires should come up to temperature in a few couple corners. He should be able to go. Oh, we have a move here for Stig and NRX Josh. Not going to happen this time around. Stig backs out of it. K16 gets a 5-second for speeding into the pit lanes, and he's retired from the pit lane. I think he's had enough of this evening. Spain is a unforgiving track. To be brutally honest, I can't stand this race. Gattel is putting pressure on the back of that Red Bull. Is he gonna think about it going up in the hairpin? Hey, that's a new camera angle. I like that one. Okay, that one's really lovely. NRX Josh following that Alpine. Oh, super close. K16 has left the session. Unfortunate for his preseason race this evening. I noticed Gottalis is running pretty much the same helmet as Harrison as well. Oh, got a good run on Hubdy on the inside. That's going to be put him up to P3. And Josh is going to have a good run as well on Hubdy coming into turn 1. Is he going to try to hold it? He is. He's not going to back out. He is definitely playing chicken tonight, and he's won that round. Chasing, got a list now ahead of him. Hubdy on a medium. Stig is on a hard compound compared to his teammate, Hubdy, who's in front of him on a medium compound. Croce not too far behind. Bumbledore, though, on a medium. He should relatively catch what has happened. Does that allow your face? Has had an issue? He hasn't. It wasn't Devla. Was it Bill? No, Bill is okay. I'm not sure where that came from. Another sector. Oh, Croce has crashed out of the race as well. He's hit the same part as Harrison has. You'll see a live face virtual safety cars. So now 2 virtual safety cars and 2 safety cars. Yeah, so this is any indication how the season's going to go. It's going to be interesting. As I've said before in the chat on Discord, it's no longer SF1, F1 2021 Season 1. It is now SF1 Drive to Survive. Called it. He had a nosebleed and crashed. It's a virtual safety car now, and we are back to green flag racing it like that, ladies and gentlemen. Josh trying to claw his way up towards Phil. Eke's put a 2.3 second gap between himself and Phil. There's a big battle going on. Gotta lift. He's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Stig now chasing his teammate in that Red Bull. Hubdy is going to let him go. I saw that, Hubdy. You have the better tires. Why would you let Stig go? Oh, Lord Bumbledore has made contact with the back of that Red Bull and has now caused, I think, his teammate a bit of, yeah, he's caused his teammate to get wing damage. Oh, no. Cressy, you didn't. Cressy ran into the pit. I think, yeah, he did. And it's put his car back out on track. Okay, so back to another safety car. So third safety car this evening. Will some of these guys pit for the medium compounds if they have any left? You have 13 laps left. This has been riddled with safety car after safety car. These guys can't even race. I'll be interested to see. Cressy has left the session, unfortunate for himself this evening. Luckily, it's only safety car, or it's only preseason, so get the jitters out now, get the mistakes out of the way now. It's the best time to do it. That's why we are encouraging everybody to make these races as much as they can, because if they're not practicing and they're not practicing in preseason, it's going to be an interesting season for them once they get into their first Grand Prix, because you can see some of these highly skilled, highly, seasonable drivers even having mistakes. You saw SF1 Harrison unfortunately crash out. And out of all the streams that I've watched, I don't think I've seen him crash out more than once over a period of 3 seasons. So a couple guys going to stay out. This could play into the hands of the guys that have gone for the medium compounds at the last pit stop, like NRX Joss. Or Phil, for that matter. Phil could get himself a T1 podium. Face has got another 3-second time penalty. Actually, let's give you guys an update on the penalties. We have Hubdy on 3 seconds. Bumbledore's on 3. We have Got a Lisp on 3. We have Devla on 3. And we have Face on 6 seconds worth of penalties. Just got another 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so now he is up to 6 seconds himself, matching Allow Your Face. The safety car is definitely not going to be in this round. Still have a McLaren, which is Debla, and Allow Your Face catching the back of the pack, so probably another good full lap of the safety car, so we'll be back with just about 11 laps to go. Which I'm saying is really going to come into fruition for the guys that pit or stopped and boxed for those medium compounds the last time around. Eke is going to feel a little vulnerable in those hards, though he did put some time down once the hard compounds did get up to temperature compared to Phil. But the real question, can he hold that gap between himself and Stig? Josh and Stig could look at it. I'm not counting Phil out here. I know Phil was T3 last season. He could have put a lot of pressure, a lot of practice in. He could be T1 pace. That's why we're doing these preseasons. That's why I mentioned in the Discord chat that these tiers were not set in stone. Even if your name was on tier 2, it doesn't mean you're going to be in tier 2. That's why we encourage people to take part in preseasons. That way the admins can get everything sorted the best way we can to make sure everybody is where they need to be, where they can be. That way we can have the best tiers possible. And I know this for a fact. A lot of these managers are watching the replays, if not watching these streams live. For the guys that can't make it the whole time, some of the managers might look at that and be like, well, if he can't commit to at least 2 of these preseason races, or one of them, I don't want him on my team because he can't commit. But that's something that happens. I can't say anything about that anymore because I am no longer a team manager. Since we introduced it, I think it was like 5 seasons ago, I had control of the Alfa Romeo team, and I figured that this season, with a lot of new members, I thought it was best to let go of the mantle and let somebody else take control of it, so I can just sit back and watch the fireworks. Safety car is going to be in this time around. We'll see if we have any more safety cars at the end of this race. Let's jump back to the tire situation, because that could come into play towards the end of this race. Commodore sitting on 13 lap mediums. If I were him, I would have boxed for if he had another set underneath this safety car, but there might be another one, so we'll see. Jump on board with jump on board with Stig. You guys can see Eke backing up the field. He's allowed to do so. Safety car not quite in yet, so Eke can't quite go. And he puts the pedal down now. So does Phil, so does Josh. Is Josh going to get a run on Phil and then Alpine coming into turn 1? It looks like it's going to be the case. Into turn 1, they both go. Let me see on board with Stig. Looks like they both make it through corner 1, so Anarch's Josh ahead. Now he has to chase down that Ferrari ahead of him. Can those mediums last another 10 laps? It's already been a season and I'm completely out of the loop on tire dag here. I know it's pretty high at the Spanish Grand Prix. Everybody apart from 2 drivers are on a hard compound, so although Lord's mediums are going to be pretty scrappy right about now. I wonder how much dag he's going to have. He might have to pit. A lot of these guys seem to be really struggling with these curves around here. They thought Abu Dhabi was bad. Well, Spain's there. There's a reason why we picked these tracks, too. Oh, Bill has lost control of his McLaren. His teammate rounds the corner to pass him as well as Allow Your Face. So Bill slides down the order down to P10. The cold temperature in those tires will come back to bite you. NRX Josh catching that Ferrari. It's going to be a tail. Devlin has crashed out. Oh, boy. Where has that happened? He's done it way over there. Interesting. Lord Bumbledore gets a 3-second time penalty. Sector 3, Bill is retired from the race as well. Interesting. Devla has left the session. I'm sure Phil will probably do the same as well. Just a sector 3 yellow so far. No call for a virtual or a safety car. Phil has gotten himself a 3-second time penalty. Stay putting the pressure on that Alpine just ahead. Hubdy's gotten himself a 3-second time penalty. Out of 16 drivers, we only have half of the field left. Lap 24 out of 33. Here's Stig jostling that throttle just a little bit. Trying to get as much speed out of the corner as he can. Lock that front left up just a bit. Josh now getting closer and closer. A10 separate himself from Eke. Phil there in P3. Stig getting closer. Got Elizabeth chasing down Hubdy as well. Could it be that the mediums were a difficult call and the hard compounds are the ones that are switched on now? I don't think that's the case because Josh is catching Eke up at the front. 5/10 now, half a second separate between the two leaders. You can see him right there. Josh DRS going up against Eke. Stig now chasing that Alpine. Can this be a pass for the lead with just about 7 laps to go? Stay on board with the Alfa Romeo versus Ferrari, and then we'll take a back look at Stig chasing that Alpine and Phil. And Josh get a good run out of this corner. He's 7/10. It's kind of outside the window. Eke sets the fastest lap of the race. Can Stig get... Oh, he's 7/10 as well. I don't think there's going to be a move done on this lap. Stig's not going to be close enough to make a move on Phil. Phil does have a couple time penalties to his name, so Stig's got to keep it clean. I'm actually surprised at Stig not having a time penalty. Have the tides turned somehow and I've missed it? This man, if you guys know, I make jokes about Stig's time penalties all the time. But he is chasing down Phil. It is a pleasure to be back watching these guys race. Josh, oh, a lovely aerial camera as well. Coming closer and closer to that Ferrari. He goes a bit wide. He's got to be careful. I wonder if that was a warning for exceeding track limits. Closer and closer to the Ferrari. He does catch. Oh, had to get on the brakes just a little bit. Got Lisp is getting a 3-second time penalty. The dirty air in this game, I've noticed, really does play in a factor, especially what type of setup you're running. I don't have a single setup for any of these tracks yet. That's how much I've played this game, but I do like it so far. Just haven't had time. Here comes Josh now on the back of Eke. Is he going to make a move? There goes the Alfa Romeo for the lead of this race. And it is lead done. Is Stig going to get a move done on Phil? Looks like that's going to take place as well. Hubdy gets taken by the other Alpine. What a scrappy race this has come into in the last couple of laps here. Lord is going to have a look on the inside of Bubble, or not Bubble, Hubdy is going to make the move. Is Hubdy going to have a comeback at it? Whoa! Oh, that, hurt. That hurt the Williams. I don't know what happened there. Bit of a disconnect. Eke has gotten himself a 3-second time penalty. P1 at least finished his left. Yeah, these guys pushing too much. To be fair, Sensation, some of these guys are, their tiers right now. Tesco, Donko, Wi-Fi. So NRX Josh leading the way. He does have Eke still chasing him. Eke does have DRS. We'll try to hold on. Lap 28 now out of 33. Laps are starting to wind down. Phil's going to pull into the pits. Josh got himself a 3-second time penalty. Oh, he's gone wide. Eke's going to take the lead again of this race. It's going to be a dogfight between these two. They both now on 3 seconds. So it is Muno Imuno on track. What a turn of events. So a lot of these guys, Stig's the only one. Stig is the only one without a time penalty so far. I repeat, he is the only one without a time penalty. So just let me soak that in because I had to watch last season with him, and yeah, he knows how much I always got on his case about it. So this is quite enjoyable. I have to pick on him about it later on. So Josh gets himself another time penalty, and he's almost loses the back end of his alpha. He's up to 6 seconds now. Oh, he's gone a bit deep there as well. Is he gonna look for a move on Eke? Sit in that bubble, 5/10. Will he be close enough? I don't think he's gonna be close enough. It's not going to be close enough this time around. Stig now kind of in his own bubble. Lisp trying to chase him down. We have a move. Oh no. Hubdy's gone into the pits, put on a soft compound to try to go for that fastest lap of the race. He's going to come out right before Phil. I don't think it's going to be the case. There's Hubdy. What has happened? Oh, Josh has crashed out. Oh man. So Stig's moved up to P2. Gotta lift is up to third or P3 right now. My goodness. 4 laps left of this race. This is why I said commentating next season or this coming season is going to be absolutely classic. At this point, everybody should just stream one of these races because you could have a great time doing so. It's so unpredictable. So, okay, leading this race now comfortably after, unfortunately, NRX Josh did crash out. Stig now in P2. Does Eke have? Take a look. Penalties. Eke still only on 3 seconds. So Stig's got to get within that 3 second bubble. Both of them on the hard top. Eke is really just pushing the gap now, though. 6.4 seconds, so it's roughly 3.4 seconds that Stig is out of that lead. No, he really does like the Spanish Grand Prix. Not sure why, but he does. 7 drivers remain with 3 laps to go. Let's see if Hubdy can get that fastest lap. Lord Bumbledore does it at 16.6. That's Hubdy's target. Can he get a 6.8 out of this? Riding along with Hubdy to see if he can get that final sector nailed in. Get the fastest lap underneath his belt. We do have a yellow sector for Heen. That has got to be either Bumbledore or it's going to be Phil, one of the two. That has got to be Lord Bumbledore, unfortunately. Here comes Hubdy. Can he get himself the fastest lap of the race? Little timid on that last entry to the Sector 3. He doesn't do it. He doesn't do it. Unless he's turned up this lap to go for it. Not sure if it's he out of fuel. It's no, he can't be out of fuel. Oh, I think he's missing his front wing, and he's got a 10-second penalty for that. I think he's probably gonna retire that Williams. Yeah, definitely after just ramming into the pit stop. That is Bumbledore out of this race. So 2 laps remain now. He does have List catching him quite quickly, but Stig slowly losing pace to that Ferrari ahead. 7.1 seconds, and that is 4.1 seconds between himself and Eke for the lead on the win of this race. The ultimate lap has begun here for preseason race number 2. List gets himself another time penalty on the board. Can Hubdy grab the fastest lap of the race this time around? No, he cannot. Catalyst has retired from the race. Where does that happen? Oh, he's right there on the left-hand side. Allow Your Face is going to get a podium this evening. Phil's going to go up. Actually, I got to look at the penalties between these two. Allow Your Face has 14, so Phil could still get his podium this evening. He's got to put the throttle down. Can Phil get a podium this evening? I'm going to root for Phil right now. Interesting enough, 3 of the drivers I had underneath the Alfa Romeo team last season all still alive in this race, 2 of which might get a podium. So yeah, maybe it was a bit of luck that I showed up. And Stig didn't get a time penalty so far, knock on wood. Is 9 seconds off the lead, but Eke starts his final lap. Let's ride with him. There's not much else going on so far this last lap. Nobody's really close to each other. An interesting, conversational preseason race this has been. Track is, not just the track, but the game is really catching a lot of these guys off guard, I think. As you see, Eke almost lost it as well. Has that put some time between himself and Stig? No, just about a 10. Oh no, it's put a lot between himself and Stig. Dropped down to 8.4 seconds. But Eke, being the legend himself, holds on to that car somehow. And he's going to cross the line this evening and win the preseason race at the Spanish Grand Prix, round 2. One more round to go next week. But Eke crosses the line with that Ferrari. Could that be a sign of things to come in the season? We'll have to wait and see. Stig does make it through the race without a time penalty and gets himself P2, so good showing so far for Stig. Allow Your Face separates himself between Phil with 3.7. But off of penalties alone on track, it is going to be Phil's podium, but Allow Your Face is still going to cross P3. Gets himself another time penalty for his virtue. Phil grabs P3 and a podium this evening. Hubdy, going to be the last of the finishing cars this evening, grabs himself P5. Actually, I think it's finished P4. And Allow Your Face is voted the driver of the day by the game. Alright, that is going to be it. We're going to give you guys a rundown of what was an epic preseason race. Eke grabs the win here at Spain, followed by Stig and Phil. Phil, one heck of a drive from 11th to 3rd on the grid. Hubdy, 4th. You have Allow Your Face, 5th. And I think that's it for the finishers. Got a list in 6th. The rest, unfortunately, DNF from this evening's race. But yeah, what a race indeed. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I will be catching you up on everything SF1. In the meantime, we will see you guys next week for the final preseason race. Cannot wait to catch it. Make sure you stay tuned on the channels if you have the drivers. Check in. Make sure you can make it. Until then, SF1 Roads is going to sign out. Pleasure bringing the stream to you guys today. Until next time, we'll see you soon.